morning, welcome back to the channel. Today's something a bit different. Today is a commute to work and home, so I'm going to share how I commute to work and, more importantly, why. Let's get on with it. That's the first reason why. It's 3 miles to where I work, and even without temporary ones there's 10 sets of traffic lights, which means it takes 20 minutes to drive those 3 miles, or 20 minutes to ride. On the bike I can take snickets and cut-throughs like these. Gotta be careful, mate. And today's a nice day as well, so just makes it even better. Nice to avoid this stuff. This is Moor Park in Preston. There was a big party in the park, Radio 2 concert last year, and it rained for both days and trashed it, but the grass is growing back again. It's recovered well. Deepdale over there with a new sponsor, the Spud Brothers, or Spud Bros. This route just kind of avoids the main road all the way to Preston. So 3 miles, and if you take it easy you don't even break a sweat, so no need for shower facilities when you get the other side. Too busy, a bit busier that way. Preston bus station. Almost at work. And despite a bit of traffic, that's been lovely. Nice start to the day. Well, that's me done for the day. Time to go home. But I'm going to go home a different way. So the way in was about 3 miles, the way home is going to be about 14. I have the luxury of time at this time of the day, so I can actually extend my commute to make it more of a bike ride. I've dropped the psychology part of the name of the channel and just gone with Cycling Simon, S-I-M-O-N, but let's do some psychology. There are 4 ways that exercise can benefit your mental health: endorphins, distraction, social interaction, and self-efficacy. So by extending my commutes and making it a good hour of a ride, I get the endorphins, I get the distraction, nice out here. No social interaction. That's what club rides are for. The Ribble estuary becomes the River Ribble. So out to sea that way. Back to Preston behind me. There's been a brute of a westerly all week. So the first part of my commute's always been absolute nightmare this week. See with the flags, you can maybe hear it. Makes life hard work until you turn around and head for home with a tailie. That's good. So I've got a crosswind now, a bit better. So in terms of self-efficacy, you don't really get a lot of self-efficacy from doing this. Self-efficacy is your belief in your ability to achieve a goal. So a tennis player might have high self-efficacy for the serve, but low self-efficacy for a volley, and so they work on the volleys. I've got high self-efficacy for being able to get myself home on my bike, but that's no great shakes. So I commute for the psychological benefits, but then you can't forget the physical benefits either. I've done this 3 times this week, so that's 42, 43 miles just in commutes. If I do it again tomorrow, that'll be pushing 60 miles. And then get a big ride on the weekend, suddenly you've got plenty of miles in your week. Come winter, I'll knock it on head and go on Zwift. And get really fit, because obviously Zwift is better for your fitness than this, but I find this has more benefits for your mental health than Zwift. Well, the noise has died down, which means I'm done with the crosswind, I'm done with the headwind, and all I've got left all the way home for about 7 miles is a tailie. Get shifting. I think Mr. Bull must live in Preston. Let's dig up the road. Then I just built this road. Another reason why I like to cycle. Skip all the roadworks. Parlick and Farsnip over that way. Beacon Fell. Longridge Fell over that way. So that's north where you're looking. That flag tells me I've still got a tailie. Water. Very lucky in Preston to have the Guild Wheel. I've mentioned it before, 22 miles, a circuit all the way around, mostly not road. It's brilliant. So here's a couple of top tips from someone who's been commuting for years. First one, lights. Secondly, ride a bike you like. So in my case, it's this one, you've seen it before. I've tried cycling to work on a mountain bike which is fine for 3 miles in, 3 miles back, but not really any good for any more than that. A bit pants on tarmac. Another tip I've picked up is a pannier rack. So I've also tried the mountain bike and the rucksack, but I found sometimes you have to carry quite a lot of gear. So pannier rack means I can get loads of stuff in there, even gets quite heavy, but never really bothers my shoulders and my back. And I like to be clipped in on a ride, so I can get rid of those and just wear the trainers. Another tip is don't be afraid to leave your bike at home in the garage, because quite often if the weather's absolutely awful, I'll just get in my car and drive. Because on those days, cycling to work isn't really a benefit to your mental health, it just adds to your stress and your woes. And a last tip from me is vary your routes. So today I cycled 3 miles straight through town and cycled 13 miles home on the Guild Wheel. So there you go, lights, a bike you like, a pannier rack, vary your routes, and don't be afraid to ditch your bike and go in your car. Hope you've enjoyed this one, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.